Marcus Conti reporting from the Greenwich Village Pavilion, the hospital, with the freezer truck right out in full view. There it is, 53 feet of death. 53 feet of death. And the sign over there that says heroes work here. It's still coming around, figure it out. Now, this man just looked at me funny. Let's see how long it takes for the police to come out. How long will it take for the police to come out? So the morgue is still off. Still off. Very little signs of life around the hospital. But I thought there was more death and there was more dying. Businesses are closed. Nothing. So I was watching I was listening to my AM radio on the bicycle today. I'm walking around and I listened to the whole talk by Governor Phil Murphy of New Jersey. And boy, was he scary, like something right out of 1984. He was saying, he called it an attack. He said, you must stay home. They never cite any evidence. You see, our politicians are bought and paid for, just like everybody, just like the corporations are. Right? You got a couple of people running the show, right? That's what this is. And here's what's in my head. Here's what bothers me. You remember Dr. Seidel? You remember Dr. Kyle Seidel? He's got up about 5 videos already about why the doctors were so perplexed by what coronavirus was that they couldn't figure out what it was. It's something they had never seen before. And they weren't being told the facts. Remember that? You remember when he said it and they were intubating people? They were intubating people with breathing apparatuses, and it made them more sick. It made them more sick because their oxygen was going down instead of up. So you see the sign, it says heroes work here. Why did he stop making videos when he was onto it? I think somebody thought this was a funny joke. It looks like a coronavirus. Coronavirus at the hospital, where heroes work. There's heroes in that building. What about the people that died? Why is Phil Murphy calling it an attack? Attack by what? Attack by a virus or attack by somebody outside of ourselves? We need an enemy now, right? Is that the play? Let's find the enemy. China's a good one. China's a good one because China's all business. They don't want to fight. Why are they calling it an attack now? Stay at home. Why the demand to stay at home? And in New York City, the subways are closed between 1 and 4 a.m. every night. Every night, a new rule, between 1 and 4 p.m. The New York City subways are closed. And you can't travel. What's going on in the subway between 1 and 4 a.m. every night? What's happening down there? Here's the other thing. Someone is cleaning up. Someone is cleaning up. Everything is very, very sanitized in Manhattan right now. Everything is very, very clean. But heroes work here. Heroes work here. But I thought the doctors, they don't want to see patients anymore. Why are the doctors scared? What are the doctors scared? What did the doctors see that scared the shit out of them? Something that isn't real? Or something that is real in a way that they had never seen before? Like when I explain my symptoms and no one seems to know, doesn't seem to understand what the symptom was. And no one had ever heard of a sandy kind of texture in one's throat and hallucinogenic dreams. Why is that? What did the doctors find out about this? What did the doctors know? Do they know? Did they see it as this is bioterrorism? This is a weapon. This was a weapon. A weaponized attack. And why is the government so quiet? So determined to keep people away from each other? Fear of talking. Fear of interaction. The politicians are paid off by the billionaire class. They're talking heads. They don't count. There's none of them that are truthful whatsoever. What are the billionaires looking for? And why haven't we seen any autopsies? Where's the bodies? Where are the bodies? It's like a movie set. The shit doesn't add up is what I'm trying to say. The shit just doesn't add up. How come everything is still running normally, but it's all it is people that are afraid? People are not coming out and they're not engaging the world right now. Is it because they have nothing to do? Or they are so inundated with fear? Maybe it's financial. Maybe it's the financial crunch that keeps them from stepping forward and engaging again. Sitting around waiting for something to change. Waiting for someone to tell them that we had it wrong. Just like 9/11. You remember 9/11? We waited. We wanted to find out if it was real or fake. And we never found out, or did we? But this thing is still here. Have questions or need service? Somebody call that number. Somebody call that number if you have a question. So again, shit doesn't add up. Something is not quite right about this. And why the push for vaccines? Why vaccines? Why now? Why the urgency to have a goddamn vaccine? Why is that? Why did Dr. Seidel stop making videos? Where is he? What does he know? Does he know it was a weapon? It was something that he had never seen before and he was about to figure it out? And he shut up? Millions of cases, low amount of death. But just enough death to scare the shit out of people. Just enough. Just enough to change everything. To change the whole dynamic of the economy. To give it a reshuffle in someone else's favor. A timely pause. Does it spring back the way it used to be? Things are never the way they used to be. Things could never be the way they used to be. And the people inside here, in this once glorious hospital, believe they are heroes. And what about 5G? What about it? You can see the 5G all around you. You could see the... I'm looking at towers right now off to my left on the top of a building. I'm not going to swing around there, but they're there. In Manhattan, you will see on the tops of buildings, you'll see the 5G towers all over the place. Were the people too close to the 5G, the ones who died? And what did they die of? What is the cause of death? What happened to their lungs? Because all it was is different degrees of the same thing. Very mild as opposed to very extreme conditions, very extreme symptoms. The symptoms were either very mild or they were very extreme, but they were the same symptoms. So maybe you were close to something that caused it. Some people were closer and some people were further away when it happened. Like a bomb, like a virus bomb. That's the most peculiar disease I've ever heard. Some people get a mild form of it, and some people get an intense form of it. That shit is crazy, right? Maybe you were close to something. Maybe if you got COVID-19, or you got the symptoms of whatever that was that passed through New York City between January 2020, February, and March, maybe even April. Whatever it is that passed through the city and scared the shit out of everybody and told them that they're going to die. And really all that happened was they got their livelihoods taken away from them. An economic reset. With everybody gets duped. Everybody got fucked. Except a handful of rich cocksuckers that are now going to roll out their new ideas and their new insensical bullshit and expect everybody to buy their ridiculous products that nobody needs and nobody wants. Was it planned? Was there a blueprint for this? Because this is the stage right here. This is the movie set. You got all the elements. You got all the elements of a Hollywood production. You remember when we liberated Iraq? That was a good one. Remember that? We liberated Iraq. We went into Iraq and liberated them. And we were greeted by people loving Americans. But really, they were plants. They weren't even real. It was a movie set. It was a concerted effort by the Bush administration to violate Iraq.
Is that exactly what you think it is?
What's that?
Is that a freezer truck?
Yes, sir. That is a freezer truck for dead bodies. Gentleman wanted to know what the freezer truck was. Now he knows. That's what it is. So Marcus Conte reporting from the West Village at the Lennox Health, Greenwich Village, Northwell Health Center Hospital, here in the West Village of New York City, Manhattan. Pondering the truck, pondering the morgue, pondering the whole big picture now. Now it's time to do that. We have the details. We have the evidence. Millions of cases, small amount of death. Symptoms ranging from very weak to very extreme. We have politicians officially calling it an attack. Be afraid of it. Stay 6 feet away. We have we have the streets being sanitized. Everything is clean again. Why can't we see the autopsies? Why can't we see the evidence of the dead? Why aren't we not seeing the lung analysis of the dead? And what's going on in those goddamn subways between 1 and 4 a.m.?